After a lot of work and thought about submitting my appeal for the line of duty that I was denied by the Air National Guard headquarters, I decided to not submit an appeal. Shortly after I made my initial video, I started receiving bills in the mail that I owed co-pays for the doctor's appointments that I had already seen. I called TRICARE and was told that they were not told to pay the remaining balance, that it was up to the member and I would have to fight it and all this stuff. So, in the grand scheme of things, what am I appealing? I am appealing the ability to use health insurance then that I have to turn around and pay for when I can just use my own insurance and pay the co-pays. What is the purpose? And after looking at the line of duty that was denied, there was absolutely no reference given as to why it was determined these were pre-existing conditions. You know, whenever there's an inspection in the military, you have to provide a reference for what you're citing. And nothing was identified as to why it was pre-existing. I got my military medical entrance exam and there was nothing that said I had a heart condition, and I went back and forth a lot in making this decision to not go ahead and submit an appeal, because it's like, am I giving up? Am I giving up on myself? And I'm just tired. I'm tired. I chose to stop working full-time in the military and just ride it out until I reach my 20 years. And I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to fight an organization that preaches wingmanship and, they're there for their people, when in reality the grand scheme of it is not the case, in my opinion. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting things that I really shouldn't have to fight. Just doing my due diligence, serving my country. I am exhausted and I want to move on with my life, move on to my next chapters. It's hard for me to do this because I tend to be such a fighter, but what is it going to get me? It's going to get me to a place of having to fight, having to pay the co-pays. And I'm just ready to be done and move on with my life and try to find happiness. And whatever time I have left on this earth, I want to do it living a happier life and living for myself, and not going up against these organizations who really don't give a crap about you. So I look back at my military career and think to myself, and when you're in the moment, it's different. But what I would say to other people in any career or work path, to take your days off, live for you, work for you, be a good worker, take pride in your work, which is something I always did. But at the end of the day, the organization is going to do what is best for them. And unfortunately, a lot of times, maybe in the majority of companies and organizations, you're just a number, and there's somebody right behind you who can fill your position. As I look back at my career and the times that I felt so anxious about taking time off to go to medical appointments, or just taking time off, or, I can't leave this organization because they really need me, or you really have to just do what is best for you. Live your life for you. Don't leave a path of destruction in your wake while doing so, but do what is best for you. And in my decision to let things go and move on with my life and put the military huge chapter of my life behind me, that is what I am going to do. And I just have this huge sense of relief because all I saw was a continual fight. And what I want to focus on now is just getting my retirement situated, getting the remaining orders I need to qualify for the reduced retirement age and fully retire. March 14th, 2021 marked my 20-year anniversary. I am eligible to retire. I have served my country proudly. I'm honored to have served my country. And I will carry it with me as something that I, for the most part, I am so grateful that I was able to do. But I have to close out my chapter and live for me and try to have the best, happiest life I can. And that is not continuing to fight against an organization that doesn't care about me as a member. And I want to thank everyone who's followed along with me in my journey and has provided advice. And, you know, all I can hope is that I'm doing the best thing for myself. I feel like I am. And I just want to be happy. And I hope that any of you out there struggling with similar situations, you can find your willpower to continue and move forward and know when to give up the fight and to just move on to bigger and better things. Hopefully they are to come. I want to put this chapter to rest and move on to the next. And I hope you all will join me for that. I thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in my next video.